Hello, welcome to another edition of Crop Life Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of Crop Life and Crop Life Iron magazines. Here again with my good friend and cohort in the industry, Lara Sowinski. Laura, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Eric. Always nice to be here.
Yes, and you blurred the background, so we can't tell if you're still in the broom closet, but I suspect you might be. So
Oh, well, you just gave it away, so that was good.
sorry. Hey, I know we've hinted at some of the work going on at your house, but is it getting closer to completion? I got to believe it must be at this point.
You know what it is, one step forward, get the tile laid down, and then the main line for the plumbing in the backyard goes kaput. So that comes with the gig when you're in a 96-year-old stone castle in El
Well,
Paso. But
when everything is complete to your satisfaction, of course, we'll have you walk around with your phone doing a video that you then can provide to our videographer, and he can splice it in here, and we can have everyone see exactly what a 96-year-old home in El Paso, Texas looked like and now looks like. So
yeah,
that will
yeah.
be a nice little way to kind of introduce everyone to where you live. So
Absolutely. We'll do some nice before and after photos.
sounds good. All right. Well, we do have some news to share with our viewers this week. Of course, I guess we'll start out talking about things on the consolidation, merger, acquisition front. Big news broke just before we came on air, and that was our friends at Corteva have now completed the purchases that they had started a couple months back. One was for a company called Symborg out of Spain, which was a microbiological technologies company. And the other was one company that's probably better known to our U.S. viewers, and that's Stoller, which is based in Houston. And they, of course, are known for their products in the crop nutrient and biological space. So, again, those acquisitions have now been completed as of March 1st.
Mhm.
And I had a quote here from Chuck Margo, the CEO at Corteva, basically, and he said, "These acquisitions illustrate Corteva's commitment to providing farmers with sustainable solutions that bring value and productivity to the farm," end quote. So, um, again, these acquisitions are now complete. So the Corteva portfolio is getting bigger and more expansive in its reach in the marketplace.
Indeed. In the press release that Corteva issued, biologicals market is expected to be the fastest growing crop protection segment in the industry, representing 25% of the overall market by 2035. So just to give you an idea of how significant the biologicals sector will become between now and 2035.
Yeah, and I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping I'm still here by 2035 to see that for myself. So, but one never knows at my age. So,
All right, Gramps.
well, one other bit of news to share again, in October of last year, Victera had acquired Granular, another well-known brand name in our marketplace. And as of March 1st, now the Granular name has gone away and the company has rebranded with the Victera name completely. So if you were looking for granular information in the past, now Vitera is the new brand name you're going to have to look up. So,
Yep, absolutely.
all
Never
right.
a dull moment when it comes to mergers, acquisitions, and consolidations in the industry.
No, no. And as a matter of fact, since you bring that up, I know that as we record this, this will be our last time sort of in our home offices for a week because next week we're both heading down to Orlando, Florida for the annual Commodity Classic show. And I know, a lot of companies go to that event. It's attended by about 7,000 growers, suppliers, retailers, anybody who has a stake in the ag market tends to be there. And again, a lot of times companies will hold on to announcements for new products, potential acquisitions and mergers, personnel changes at their organizations. All that will happen. So if you tune into our video next week, we'll be reporting from the show, and probably have some news to share with our viewers. And also to those companies that have been sending invites to us to visit with them, thank you so much. I know for myself, my schedule for the Thursday and Friday is pretty full, but I think Miss Laura has a few slots available. So if you are anxious to have a Crop Life editor visit your booth, you can reach out to myself or Laura or our other editor, Jackie Pucci, who will also be on site as well. So any thoughts on your first visit to a commodity classic, Laura?
I'm very excited, actually. This is my first commodity classic, and I've heard so much from you and Jackie and our other editors, and certainly our commercial side folks on that side. So I'm looking forward to it. I am indeed slotting in some meetings. I have probably about a half dozen or so scheduled for mostly on Thursday, but a couple for Friday morning as well. But certainly eager to roam around the show floor and stop in and see and take some photos and talk to folks. But yeah, certainly would like to hear from a couple more folks if there are those of you that want us to stop by. Again, if not Eric or Jackie, then myself. So looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll be reporting from Orlando next week.
Yeah, and of course, I'm sure our videographer will be kind enough to put up our email addresses so folks know how to reach out to us. But yes, we'll be reporting from Orlando next week. Hopefully it'll be sunny. I know you were talking about snow this morning in El Paso. I'm sure that was fun as a flake or two fell and the city shut down, but that's beside the point.
Well, it was almost a whiteout. I couldn't see across the street. It was nice big flakes. First time that the puppy got to see the snow, so she didn't know
Oh,
what to make of it. But
I bet she might have enjoyed that. I know my first snow of the season, she usually goes out in the yard and starts biting at the flakes. I should video it because it's fun to watch. So, but after the first 2 or 3 snowfalls, she gets used to it, and it's just
yeah,
no big thing. So,
yeah.
all right, well, very good. Well, hey, one other bit of information to share with our viewers before we dive into the end of the video. I know in a couple of videos past, we've talked about U.S. ag exports and the export market. And I ran across a report from USDA that's projecting the outlook for the 2023 U.S. ag export marketplace. And on I guess a little bad news, it's expected to be down about 5.5 billion, but it's still going to top 184.5 billion dollars when the year is over. And of course, the top exports are the things you'd expect: corn, beef, soybean, sorghum, and those products all seem like they're going to have some minor declines in their export value for the year. But just was interesting. The top 3 export markets for the U.S. the last few years are going to remain the same.
Right.
And the numbers for those markets, projected numbers for this year, look pretty healthy. Number 1, of course, is China, expected to be, getting $34 billion worth of U.S. agricultural exports this year. Mexico is second at $28 billion, and then Canada just a hair behind at $27.5 billion. So again, those will be the top 3 destinations for U.S. ag exports here in 2023. So we'll be following those numbers and developments as the year moves on.
Yeah, I saw that release from the USDA as well, following another downward projection for 2023. And I think it's actually a little bit more now than 5 billion. It's probably about twice that. I think the latest downward revision. Nonetheless, certainly still healthy, and always when we look at the overall trade landscape, imports and exports, both U.S. ag exports are the perennial bright spot, and they have been for a while. And I think that, again, it's hard to 2021 and 22 were both record-breaking years in terms of U.S. ag exports, so it's hard to kind of keep that going. So certainly 184.5 billion, the forecast for 2023, not shabby at all. So
No, and any number that close to 200 billion cannot be bad. So
absolutely.
all right. Well, Laura, as we end the video, of course, it's time for your favorite segment. Time for Fun with Numbers.
Woo, let's go.
Not that we were just doing a lot of fun with numbers from the U.S. ag export thing. So,
Right.
all right, my dear. Well, this week I have a hard number for you.
Okay.
Not a percentage, not a dollar amount. It's 1.45 billion gallons.
Okay.
All right. So 1.45 billion gallons. Is that A, the amount of liquid starter fertilizer expected to be applied this spring? Is it B, the projected export volume for U.S. ethanol? Is it C, the amount of liquid fertilizer that was shipped by rail in 2022? Or is it D, the approximate amount of bottled water, soft drink, cocktails, and coffee that will be consumed collectively at next week's Commodity Classic? And I will probably account for about 500 million gallons of coffee myself.
I was going to say, when you say collectively, you mean just in the Crop Life team?
No, I mean, assuming 7,000 attendees, I'm the number's probably not going to be that big, but I'm sure it's going to be a big number. So, because I know those folks go through a lot of coffee like myself.
This is a difficult one. I'm going to go with B, export volumes for ethanol.
You are correct. Congratulations. I was hoping you'd catch on because I was talking about export stuff and I didn't really have, I thought since the ethanol number was kind of interesting, I would report on it separately. So yes, according to USDA, they're going to, the U.S. is going to be exporting 1.45 billion gallons of ethanol this year. And the top destination market, any guess?
I would say Canada or Mexico.
Canada.
Canada?
Yep. Canada is going to account for about 466 million gallons of that amount, or 1/3. So, yeah. So again, an impressive amount of U.S. ethanol gets up used north of the border. So again, well, good job, Miss Laura. You did well, and you're getting back in the good graces of the Fun with Numbers list here. So
feels good to be back,
Well, we'll see if you can keep it going moving forward. So, well, that is it for myself and Laura. Thanks for joining us this week, everyone. Again, look for us next week at Commodity Classic. And I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you again soon. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.